Hello, my friends, and thank you for joining me today. Happy summer, by the way. I know it's not quite summer yet, according to the calendar, or according to our beautiful Wisconsin weather. In fact, it feels just a little bit more like fall, but it is summer, and I know we're all buying all sorts of fun, colorful outfits to wear this summer. And of course, we want to make earrings to wear this summer. So we can sit on the beach and sip our margarita while we wear these gorgeous earrings. So let me show you what we're making today. I am so excited about these earrings, I can't even tell you. I have them in 5 different colorways, and I had so much fun designing them. So these are made with cowrie shells, and I have to tell you, when I saw these cowrie shells, I fell in love. I love these designs. I love that they look hand painted. There's a little bit of a shortcut taken. They're not actually hand painted, but they very much look like they are. And so clearly I used the beautiful shells themselves and the design on them for inspiration when it came to embellishments. And this is what happened. I ended up with all sorts of very fun, colorful earrings, and something that matters to me is that they're also very easy to wear and very lightweight. So I will most certainly be wearing these this summer, and I hope you guys are too.
Kathy says hello.
Hi, Kathy, and thanks for joining me.
And Jeline says hello.
And hello, Jeline.
Fonda says, good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday.
Hi, Fonda, and happy Thursday to you, my friend.
Katie S. says, good evening, all.
And hi, Katie.
Betty says hello.
Hello, Betty.
Brenda says, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Brenda.
Allie says, hi, cute project.
Hello, Allie, and thank you so much.
Trudy says, hi, everyone.
Hi, Trudy.
Ellen says, hi, Irina and everyone.
Hello, Ellen.
And Jane says, these are beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much, Jane.
Kim K says, happy Thursday.
Hi, Kim, and happy Thursday to you, my friend.
Susie says, hi.
Hello, Susie.
Helen says, hello, everyone. Have purchased a couple of these kits.
Oh, hi, Helen. I know people have been purchasing them already, and I'm so happy that you guys like these. So just a little bit about cowrie shells. You know what? I didn't think of this, but I should have grabbed just a plain white cowrie shell, but that's okay. Oh, thank you so much.
There are 5 kits.
Yes, there are actually 5 kits. There are 5 different designs. So I don't know if you saw all 5, but I'm showing them to you as we speak.
Pammy J says, hi, Irina, Tony, Lauren, and all.
Hi, Pammy J.
And Cheryl says, hi, everyone, adorable earrings.
Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl.
Pammy J says, beautiful variety.
Thank you so much. You know, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you one of each earring. This way I can actually fit all 5 designs on the palm of my hand. And this way you will have this like a little tiny catalog in front of you on your screen. How about that? And I will say that some of them we don't necessarily have in great quantities, but just because people have been buying already, we know that in all likelihood they're going to sell out very soon. So the good news is that we have more shells coming, and we will be making more of these. So some people will get them right now, and maybe some people will get them 2 weeks from now or so. So hopefully there's not a very long delay.
Betty says, are they water transfers? So pretty.
They are. Thank you, Betty. They are indeed transfers, and they literally look like they're hand painted. Even in person, it's very difficult to see, where it separates from the actual shell. When I say separates, I don't really mean there's a separation, but there's a line where the transfer ends. So, as we know, a lot of cowrie shells are this kind of a beigey off-white color. And so these obviously were not made like this by the snail who originally had it as its little house. And yes, it's little snails that live in these shells until, of course, they're ready to move on, and then we can wear them as earrings. But there's so many different interesting facts about specifically cowrie shells. So as we're making our earrings, I will tell you a few fun facts, but you feel free to put in your own fun facts, because I think this is something that would be very fun to share.
Amy says, good evening, beautiful earrings.
Thank you so much, Amy.
And Pammy J says, beautiful variety.
Thank you so much, Pammy J. All right, ladies. So what do you think? I think it's time to get started. And I think I will start by just, I think I'm going to remove most of these just to give us a little room. And maybe I'll leave one. Maybe this one. How about we leave the lotus one? What did we call this?
Lotus Fiesta.
Lotus Fiesta. Yes, it looks like Fiesta, and it looks like there is a beautiful little lotus flower in the center of it. And, I have to tell you, each shell is going to be just a little different. We did match them up as best we could, but they are made by nature and not by human hands. So they're going to be just little variations here and there. And so on some of the shells, you will see that the transfer maybe is placed just a little bit differently because of the size and shape of the shell. So just be ready for slight variations. And so we're going to start by cutting our Ceylon thread. And I have already done that. So you will actually get a lot of Ceylon for this, something like 96 inches. And you cut it into 6 equal parts. So you should end up with 6 lengths of Ceylon, 16 inches each. And don't make yourself crazy. If you have some that are 14 or 15 or 18, it doesn't matter. They really don't have to be exactly the same. So just cut them into 6 somewhat similar lengths.
Kathy H says I might have to step away for a few when a contractor gets here.
Okay, good luck with your contractor, and we will be right here when you step away.
And Amy says, I don't really know anything about the shells, so I'm interested in learning about them.
Oh, thank you so much, Kathy. You know what I'm so passionate about? Oh, Amy, yes, thank you, Amy. I'm so passionate about all things ocean, and I love these shells, so I would love to tell you about them. But in the meantime, we are going to make a self needle with each of the Ceylon ends. So as you remember, we have 6 segments of Ceylon, and therefore we have 12 ends. So each one of the ends we're going to make into a self needle. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you've seen this like a schmillion times, and this is going to be the schmillion and first time we're making a self needle by putting a little bit of super new glue right at the end of our Ceylon. maybe like 1.5 inches or so, 1.5 to 2 inches. And once we have put our glue on the sealant, we're going to use a piece of paper and remove as much as possible. And we'll do this on the other end as well. And yes, we're going to do this with all 12 hands. And of course, through the magic of Facebook Live, I have already done that with the other 5. So did you hear that little squeak? That is a good squeak because that tells us we are removing just enough glue. So you want to remove as much as you possibly can so that the glue does not build up on the string and add width, right? So we don't want to add any bulk to the string. And once you have done this, we're going to use our cutters. And this is just my regular wire cutter. And I'm going to cut the ends. Yes, this glue does dry very, very quickly. So you saw I just cut one of the ends at a not a 90-degree angle, but more like a 45-degree angle. What we're trying to do is create a little pointy, quote-unquote, needle.
Karen says, good evening, arrived late. It was my son's 24th birthday.
Oh, hi, Karen, and happy birthday to your son. How exciting. I hope you celebrated and did something fun for his birthday. I, too, have a son who is 24, but it is not his birthday today. And so now I'm just cutting the other end of sealant and making a little pointy self needle right there. So now we are ready to go. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I have already pre-made the other self needles on the remaining ends. So here I have 3 of our segments of sealant, which of course is exactly half for one of the earrings, right? So we're saving the other 3 for the remaining earring. And as you can see, I'm lining them up like this, and we're going to fold them in half. So I have the center right here, and it's forming kind of a little loop. And we are going to put all of our ends, all 6 of our ends, through the opening in the shell. So you can see that there is this wonderful opening which makes it almost like a natural bead right here. Of course, when you find these shells in the ocean, there's not a hole right here. This is something that was just sliced off by human hand. But normally it's just kind of a rounded shell, and it's founded nearly everywhere in the world where there's an ocean. And so, as you can see, I put the 6 sealant ends through the opening, and I'm pulling them through, and I'm going to stop right here and let the loops, if anything is twisted, I'm just kind of untwisting it so that we have 6, oh, I'm sorry, not 6, but 3 loops right here. And we're going to put all of our sealant ends through these loops, forming, of course, a, oh my goodness, I'm having a moment, a lark's head knot. So you guys know all about lark's head knots. And so right now, I'm at the bottom, or what I view as the bottom of the shell. You can see that the shell is almost like shaped like an egg. And so this is the pointy side of the egg, and this is the wider side of the egg. So right now, we are at the wider side of the egg. And that is where we are forming our lark's head knot. So now I'm just going to pull on each one of the ends, our seal-on ends, to make our lark's head knot nice and snug. So here we go. And it's just that simple, you guys. Very, very easy. So I have my nice snug lark's head knot at the bottom of the shell. And now we are about to start beading. So for that, I'm going to use 3 colors of seed beads. And so each one of the colorways that I made is different. And of course, it's very easy to be inspired by the actual colors that are present in the shell.
Allie says these are lovely. They would be nice necklace pendants on a lariat.
Oh, thank you so much. And yes, they could be on a necklace. They could be on a lariat. And you know what? Okay, so I'll tell you a little secret. So you know how I do the shopping videos on Fridays. Once our next shipment of shells comes in, we're going to include this in one of those shopping videos. Now, I don't quite know exactly what shells are coming. The designs may vary a little bit. It'll be very, very exciting, ladies. So my plan is to, at some point, just include these shells so that you can design your own and you can make your lariats and necklaces. Who knows, maybe a little anklet would be super fun. And I may just make a bracelet with one of these at some point. I have a really fun idea. But in the meantime, this is what our lark's head knot looks like. And I'm just going to start stringing my beads. So this is not exactly a pattern. So let me just show you. So when you make the lark's head knot, it's really kind of impossible to say this string is going to stay on this side, or one of the strings is going to stay in the center. But you can kind of tell which strings are coming out on the sides, which strings are going to remain close to the center, right? So you can't plan exactly, but you have somewhat of an idea. So what I like to do is, as I start to string, I am going to make the side strings just a little bit shorter. And you know, you don't actually have to. You just do it however you want to. But I'm going to show you one of mine, and you can see that the strings on the sides are just a little shorter. But you know, actually, now that I look at it, it looks pretty random. So really, however you do it, it's going to work out really well. And so I'm going to try to keep these between 1 inch and 3/4 of an inch. And probably the most challenging part of this is going to be just stringing our beads on. Some of the seed beads have slightly larger holes. Some have slightly smaller holes, like the ones that I'm stringing right now. This is probably one of the smallest holes, but as you can see, it's incredibly doable. The only thing is, of course, I have to do 1 seed bead at a time. Probably when I get to the next color, I'll be able to do multiple seed beads at a time, which brings me to a really good question. How many seed beads do we use? Well, I used 5 or 6 seed beads on some, and 8, 9 seed beads on others, and it's kind of a very non-patterny sort of pattern. And so really, whatever makes you happy. If you want to use less, that's fine. If you want to use more, that is also fine. So you have probably about 3 times as many seed beads, possibly 4 times as many seed beads as what you actually need. So don't be shy, experiment and see what you like. Clearly, if you like longer earrings, just use more seed beads. So I have moved on to a different color. And so we have 3 colors, and hence we're going to have 2 strings per color. So each color is going to be used twice. Unless, of course, you decide to make it different and make it your own, which is totally great. So while I'm stringing, I'm just going to tell you some fun facts about cowrie shells. So I think most people know that cowrie shells were used as currency, which I think is so fascinating. And I think a lot of people know that cowrie shells were used as currency in parts of Africa, but in fact, they were also used as currency in Asia. And some of the early Asian currency that was made out of metal was actually shaped like a cowrie shell. So I thought that was so fun. A lot of ethnic costumes or ethnic, not costumes, what is it called? You know, when you perform, okay, I'm kind of struggling for a word here.
Ceremonial? Regalia?
Ceremonial costumes. Okay, you guys help me out with words today. But anyway, you see a lot of cowrie shells as an embellishment. I love that. They can be quite a bit larger than the shells we're using today. In England, they used to be, and possibly not just in England, I remember seeing that in other parts of the world as well. They were actually used for darning. So if you have a sock to darn, go get your cowrie shell. Of course, they were quite a bit larger than the shells I'm using today.
Allie says, love this project. It seems quick.
Thank you so much, Ellie. It is a quick project and very satisfying.
And adds hair decorations as well for cornrow braids.
Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, that would be lovely for cornrow braids. That would add so much color. I think that would be great. And, oh, I know. So we actually find a lot of cowrie shells while snorkeling. And, you know, quite often there is a critter that's still living in that shell. So, of course, we don't bring it home because, you know, it's somebody's home. And they had it first, so they're entitled to keep it. But, you know, the shells that we find in the ocean can be so colorful, and they have their own beautiful patterns. Really, just such beautiful patterns. So this this pattern we have clearly did not come from the ocean, hence the name. We called this project Ocean Blossoms. So this is, you know, this is pretty much the gist of how you do this. And so why don't we just kind of fast forward a little bit? Actually, we call it Ocean Bloom. And I'll go over the various colorways, the names of the various colorways again, so that it's really easy to order. But in the meantime, through the magic of Facebook Live, look at this. We have all of our little rows are done, and you can see what I did. I made the side embellishment just a little bit shorter. And each one has, I think I neglected to say that you put an overhand knot at the bottom of each strand so that the beads are held in place. Okay, so once we have all of our beads that we intend to have on this earring, we're going to start snipping off the excess string. So before I do, the reason you get so much string is because it's just so much easier to tie those knots as you saw me doing. It was very, very simple. And now I don't need all this string anymore. So I'm just snipping off the excess string about 4 to 5 millimeters past the overhand knot. And we're just about done. I'm trying to remember some more of the fun cowrie shell facts. There's so many, but I think I told you the really good ones. But if you guys know any more, you let me know. Okay, so now I have an earring, and this is what it looks like. I'm just brushing my little seed beads aside. And so this is what it looks like. So now we're actually going to make it into an earring. And we're going to do that the easiest way and kind of the funnest that I thought was a simple way to not only finish it and make it into an earring, but to add even a little bit more character yet. And so we're doing that with leather, and this is 1 millimeter leather, which I just cut in half. So you're going to do the same. Just cut your leather in half, and then we're going to put our strand of leather, both ends, through the opening, and this time we're going to make a lark's head knot again, but this time it's going through the top of the shell. And what I'm considering the top of the shell is the pointier side of the shell.
Katie is wondering, is the finish water resistant?
You know what, Katie? It's a very good question. I don't know. Should we get some water? Well, let's get some water. I think we should, you know what, just because I have, you know, occasionally I get thirsty and I have a bottle of water right here. I just need some kind of a little container. And, you know, the only thing I don't want to do is dunk the whole thing, because I don't want to get the leather wet or the fibers. So Tony's offering to get a shell. Actually, I have quite a few in my office. There's a half tray with those. So if you can do that, that'd be great. So Tony is going to get me, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 shells. And we will dunk them in water and have a little experiment. You know, sometimes we can just be spontaneous like that. But in the meantime, so I'm going to show you some of the colorways, and you can pick your favorite. So I made them really vibrant, and you know, you really have to enjoy color to wear these. So here we go. And so we'll go from this side. So we have Purple Fiesta. Then we have, oh, I'm sorry, not Purple Fiesta. This is actually, what did we call this? We called it Purple Meadow. So this is Purple Meadow, the one that looks like it has all the daisies. And the one right next to it is Spring Meadow right here. And then we have Lotus Fiesta, Wine Blossom is right here, and Neon Bloom. This one, it's not quite neon, but it's almost neon. It is so vibrant. I hope the camera picks up just exactly how vibrant it is. Okay, so in the meantime, we have a couple of cowrie shells here, and they're about to go swimming. So, and it looks like the Wine Blossom is sold out. But again, my hope is to make more soon because we do have some on order. Okay, guys, are you ready? All the kids in the pool. So let's just see what happens. I'll let them sit in there for maybe a little bit while we finish our earring. And then please remind me to check on them, okay? So I'm going to move this for now, and we'll see what happens. So, I mean, this is just a matter of, can we go in the pool or can we not go in the pool? Do we have to run really fast if it starts raining? Or can we just stroll in the rain? Okay, so we are going to finish the earring. And you guys have seen these, especially if you've been watching me for a little bit. So this is a wonderful leather crimp. And normally we put this leather crimp just on one strand of leather. However, this time we're using thinner leather, and we should be okay putting the two strands of thinner leather through this. And yes, and one thing about this leather crimp is that we're only crimping the center of it. So as you can see, it's kind of a three-part component. So we're not crimping the two outside rings, just the middle one. And the first thing we're going to do is, of course, make sure that our lark's head knot is nice and snug. So I'm using my flat nose pliers to just tighten the knot. And now we are going to cut our leather to about 6 to 7 millimeters. And we're going to be using super new glue. So I'm just going to get it ready and open it. And before we glue, we are going to give this a little squeeze, a little smushy. And you see how I just made them a little bit thinner? And now they should very easily go right into your crimp. This is a good thing to do because if you cut your leather a little bit too long, at this time you might notice it and just cut a little bit more. Like I noticed that one is just a little longer than the other, so I made it a little shorter. And so now I'm going to put a little glue right on my leather, and I always have a little piece of paper handy, and we'll remove any excess glue if there is excess glue. And very quickly, we're just going to put our crimp right on the leather because, of course, this glue dries rather quickly. And before it dries, we're going to crimp the center of our leather crimp component. And this is what we have. And at this point, it's very simple. Now, I just want to make sure that you can see I aligned the loop with the shell. So you can see that the shell is facing the front, and you should be seeing the loop this way. So when you put the crimp on the loop, make sure it's aligned with the shell. And now all I have left to do is just open the loop on my ear wire, string it right into the loop on the crimp component, and done. This is how incredibly simple this is. What do you guys think?
Connie says, hello, running late. Cute earrings.
Hi, Connie. Thank you so much.
Allie says, adorable. Love these. Nice summer project.
Yay! Thank you so much. You can sit on the beach and sip your little drink with a little. Do they still put little umbrellas in the drinks? I don't know. I have not seen umbrellas in the drinks in like forever. But in my mind, whenever you're having a pina colada, there should always be a little umbrella in it, although it's probably not environmentally friendly. So perhaps just an imaginary little umbrella.
Katie says, it was so hard to choose. I picked two, but could have purchased more. Maybe buy the shells during the shopping event.
Oh, thank you so much, Katie. Yes, I will definitely, once the shells come in, I will do a really fun shopping event with those.
Kim K says, so cute and summery.
Thank you so much, Kim.
And Trudy and Katie say, so cute.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. Okay, so what do you think? Do you have any... So I just want to point out one little thing. So this is my original sample, okay? And this is my sample that I started making today, right? And this is the other earring from that pair. So what I'm pointing out is, can you guys tell that this tassel is just a slightly longer tassel than this tassel? So what I'm saying is just make it your own. I'm making this pair for me. I didn't want to go completely crazy, but I like slightly longer earrings, especially if they're still nice and lightweight. And but you can go really crazy. You can make, you can even add other beads. You can really make this into a much more elaborate project if you wanted to, or keep it simple like I have. And yeah, that's about it for this project. So I think I'm just going to lay these out so we can see them. And oh, but wait, we still have to come back to our shells. Remember the ones that went swimming? So we're going to take a look at what is going on with those. And in the meantime, here are our 5 colorways. And I know that either one or possibly 2 of them have sold out already. But again, no worries. I will be making more. Plus, I will have the shells in a shopping video. Okay, so can you guys see? I'm diving in. Are you ready? So, oh, and Tony is handing me a tissue, which is probably a good thing. So I have already dripped. Oh, well. So this is what I have. I am just wiping the shell and ta-da, it just looks like it's lacquered. It literally looks like it's hand painted. We'll do the same thing with the other shell. So let's dry it a little bit. Oh my gosh, you guys, they are completely fine. I'm kind of scraping a little bit with my nail, just a little. I mean, if I took sandpaper to this, I'm sure I could get the color off, but that's not the point. The point is that these are pretty well waterproof. In fact, I didn't quite know what to expect, but they're great. They're really great. They're waterproof. That makes me feel even better about making these.
Betty says awesome, and Katie says excellent. Glad they can take some water.
Awesome. Yay. Thank you. I mean, having said that, I don't actually know what would happen to them in chlorine
or salt water.
But then again, I never really recommend that anyone wear their jewelry in chlorine or salt water unless it's gold, unless it's silver. But these are not sterling, these are plated. So it's technically base metal. They are sterling plated. So frankly, I think bad things would happen to the findings before they happen to the shells. So that is something that we want to be aware of. Okay, ladies, and now I am going to do a little recap, a little color recap. So we have the Lotus Fiesta right here. Okay, so these, and I know everybody has a different monitor, so I will just describe the colors the best I can. So these are predominantly red with maybe a little hint of orange, and there's just a little bit of green. And I picked it up with the olive green because I didn't want to make it look holiday-ish. And of course you can see the white, and then there's a little bit of yellow. And the findings are silver. And the next one is Neon Bloom. And it's that orange and pink that look really neon to me. Hence the name. And the seed beads that I picked for these are pretty vibrant. It's like, you know, it's like you are going to the Carnival or Copacabana Beach, and you definitely want to wear the Neon Bloom. And these again have silver findings. And then of course the one that I just made for myself, and this is Wine Blossom. The background, oh, and I should probably go back and tell you that this has oranges and turquoises, white, darker blue, and what else does it have? And it's kind of an orange yellow and a very vibrant pink. And so then Wine Blossom is a soft yellow, kind of a gold yellow, and it's a pink red. It's not exactly a pink or a red. It's, to me, it's a pink red. And there's a little bit of blue, and I picked up the blue with the blue leather, and of course it's silver findings. Then we have our Purple Meadow, which is purples, blues predominantly, and then you see a little bit of white, a little bit of orange, and the findings again are silver. And finally, we have our Spring Meadow, which is not like the others because Spring Meadow has antique brass findings. So this is like a very soft antique brass. It would really go well with matte gold. It looks almost a little bit matte gold to me, much more so than brass. And that is all.
Kathy H. says, how did the designs get on them? I heard you say they're not hand painted.
Yes, Kathy, thank you for asking. So it is a transfer. The process of the transfer, I don't know, but this is where they make a design, and it's printed onto like a clear plasticky sort of paper, and then it's transferred onto our shell. But the exact process, I'm not sure. And it's adhered very, very well. As we saw, it does incredibly well in water. So should you get stuck in the rain, no worries. Just go ahead and dance in the rain in your beautiful earrings while you're wearing a vibrant sundress. And was that a nice image for this summer? As soon as it gets warm, we can all do that. And actually, it's going to be really beautiful and warm next week. I'm lamenting this weather a little bit. If you guys are not in Wisconsin, I will tell you. I'm also giving you a little preview of next week's project. So in Wisconsin this week, let's just say today when we walked with our sweet doggy, which we do every day, I was wearing a leather jacket, but like the kind I would wear in the fall, late fall. So it was pretty cold. So This is a preview for next Thursday. And this is something it's not quite finished just yet. It's a little bit of a work in progress. But of course the focal point is right here. You can see what it's going to look like. And I'm calling this Mykonos necklace. It's kind of almost like a Greek goddess inspired, and we're all Greek goddesses at heart, right? So this is what we're doing tomorrow, not tomorrow, but next Thursday. But in the meantime, tomorrow we have the jewelry sample sale. So you guys asked me for the jewelry sample sale, and this is my jewelry that I have made, sometimes as kit samples, sometimes as samples for books, sometimes as samples for classes. There are a lot of really fun, one-of-a-kind pieces. So I really hope you guys can join me tomorrow, Friday, June 16th. And this is at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Eclectica page. And then, of course, you know what we're doing Thursday. That is next Thursday, that's the Mykonos necklace. And this is going to be Thursday, June 22nd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, again, on my jewelry design page. And next Friday, there's definitely an event. I don't know what it is yet, so if you have any suggestions, don't be shy. Let me know what it is that you would like to see for the next shopping event. In the meantime, tomorrow's shopping event is my jewelry, which is soon to be your jewelry. And that, I believe, is all for today, ladies. I think we finished everything that we wanted to finish. And
Ellen says gorgeous.
oh, thank you so much, Ellen.
Amy says, wow, the necklace is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it.
Ellie says, yay, I got 2 kits. They're selling like hotcakes, ladies.
Yay, thank you so much, Allie. Yes, they are selling quickly. And I know this was kind of, I always just kind of like put one toe in the water to see how you're going to like it. And since you do like it, I will be making more. So if you don't end up getting exactly what you want, I will. And when they come in, they're always different patterns. So if there's something that's available, don't wait, because there's never a guarantee that the same patterns will come in. But it is my intention to make more of these. So that's our plan. And hopefully about 2 weeks from now, we can implement our plan.
Helen says, thank you. Love these.
Thank you so much, Helen. And thank you so much, everyone else, for your wonderful comments and suggestions, both past and future. And again, if you have a thought about what we should do for the next shopping event or for the next tutorial, you let me know. So thank you so much again, and you have a wonderful and creative evening.